Obviously, by now you've heard of the pneumonia coming out of China. And I just want to share, I have several concerns about this particular one, and none of them are health concerns at all. My concerns are, number one, that it's children related. And number two, it's driven specifically to control the world and drive fear into our hearts so we could easily be controlled like we've easily been controlled in the past, just back a few more years ago. And I believe back then there was this degree of trying to see, well, what can we get away with in this control effort? And they saw that the entire world will submit. Every single country submitted to this control. Now, I wanted to kind of talk about the children for a second, because obviously when it's affecting children, because the last one was mostly older people. So now they're saying, okay, now there's these children that's affecting, and that kind of changes things for parents and for all of us. When it's affecting older people, we're like, well, you know, I love my parents, but I'd be way more concerned if it was affecting children. And I want to talk about that for a second, because they're trying to use fear, and already they're saying there's a new virus driving this pneumonia, and it's mostly affecting children. All right, number one, there's like a 0% death rate. So everybody has always had pneumonia. Pneumonia's been around forever. Children have been getting pneumonia forever. Number two, I used to be, I worked in education for a while, and I remember a small school I worked at, a small Christian school near the end of my career. We had about a couple hundred kids, maybe. The rate of infection in China is nearing 1 in 700 children are coming down with this new Chinese virus pneumonia. Yet, that doesn't sound like very many to me. Like, I know 1 in 700 seems like a lot, but when I was at a school of 200, there were times like over 70% of the kids had some sort of cold, flu, pneumonia, or all of the above. I remember many times having to come in and find like 15 substitute teachers just to handle the 25% of kids that are there, because all the teachers are out. And this was long before 2019. This is long before COVID, long before, this is just how it is. So I have no concerns about the Chinese pneumonia. My only concern is what the government is doing, the governments of the world are doing with it, and what the media is doing with it. That's my only concern. And should we fear it? No. Should we fear what the media is doing? Absolutely. We should, may not be feared, but we should be concerned for sure concerned, because they're clearly at it again. So there you go. This isn't it. Don't fall for this crud, man. Chinese pneumonia, who cares? Who cares? Who cares where the pneumonia came from? We've always had pneumonia. Who cares?